Today, we're doing Smarter Agents Planning for a Successful 2025. Here's what we're going to cover. Wise counsel and planning, foundation of a plan, goals, the 7 areas, why plan, purpose of a plan for your real estate business, market lead generation, momentum, calendar plans, which are habits and momentum. Seek wise counsel. Be sure you receive counsel from the right people, especially if you're allowing them in your inner circle of advisors and friends. You need to be objective and have discernment in this area of your life. Don't listen to somebody that's not where you want to be. If you're struggling in your marriage, for instance, don't talk to somebody that's been divorced 3 times. Talk to somebody that's in a strong marriage and seek that kind of advice. And of course, I believe in Christian counseling. So if you do, you should gain stability in life and business, inward nourishment and refreshment, fruitful and productivity on a consistent basis, strength and durability day to day, success without excuses. That also comes with make your phone calls, talk to people, do what you got to do. Structured foundation. As we head into the new year, there are going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of people doing the Debbie Downer stuff, and others saying, "What? It's fantastic." So let's stick with the fantastic group. What should you do? Remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you in this business? What's your plan? Again, a big part of our why is what's posted on the walls around us here. Okay, so we need to come up with those ourselves. Your structural foundation for the year should be based on written goals. If you don't write them down, the chances of them happening are pretty slim. You need to focus, you need to write them down, and you need to keep them in front of you. It's a huge part. Most people don't take the time to just stop and think, right? So stop and think about it. Take a walk on the beach, sit down by yourself. That doesn't mean it's a family day, let's go to the beach. This means you need a little time by yourself to plan for the family and how you're going to do your business, okay? What will your year look like if you honor your commitments to yourself and others? Because the reality is a big part of plans should be honoring others and taking care of them. That's my opinion anyway. Consider the fact that preparation and organization brings clarity and can eliminate the stressors. If we don't have them, how do we know if we're doing things right? Okay? So your why brings direction. Everybody needs to write down what's your why. If you haven't done it before, do it now. Okay, goals to consider. These are the 7 areas that you should really consider. I believe it should start off with spiritual. To me, that's one of the most important things, if not the most important thing. Followed by family, followed by physical, which obviously I have plans to get back into this one again. Finances, friendships, business plan. Make my customers number one goal, my number one goal for them. Bottom line is, we want them to, when they think about who's given them the best care in their lives in a business transaction, that they think of us. And by doing that, you're going to keep your business growing and it just expands. You'll become a referral business. It just is what it is. Consider this: start, stop, fix, change. This is simple, isn't it? It sounds so easy when you look at it that way. But the reality is you need to start. Then you need to stop. You need to look at it again. You need to fix what's not working, change it, and keep going. But I guess I should have said keep going, because the big thing is keep going. Read one self-help book every couple months. Those are tremendous. I think I've given away a ton of them. I don't know if I have a bunch more self-help books here or not, but you know what? I'll bring in a box of books and we'll put it out here, and you guys help yourselves to whatever you want. There's that. Why plan? Why do we plan? It creates confidence in ourselves and what we're doing. And it helps just to remember the basics. So preparation, pricing, promotion. I mean, what are we? We're lead generators. How do we do that? Through preparation, through effective pricing. We need to know what's going on in the market and to promote ourselves. Okay? And here's the interesting thing. Everybody thinks we promote just ourselves. How about if we promote others around us that we have helped? What's that do for us? It promotes us. It doesn't have to just be in real estate, guys. It can be other things that are going on in our lives. If it's a steer sale, if it's a pig sale that we do with Manatee County on an annual basis, it's good to do those things. So then it comes down to, how do you differentiate yourself? Your USP. Everybody remember what USP is? Your universal sales proposition. And that one is one that I can't create for you because it wouldn't do any good for any of you guys if I did. You need to have your own. And again, ours are the four on the wall in here. That's how we came up with Army, as Leah calls it. But you need to come up with your own. It's your elevator speech. What can I say in 3 minutes or less, or 2 minutes or less, that's going to capture somebody's attention? If you're doing multimedia, you've got to capture them in what, 3 seconds? If you don't, they're gone. So figure it out, write it down, make it make sense. That takes some preparation. It helps you separate yourself from the crowd with purpose. Think about how many people, folks would ask, why should I use you over John Doe over here? Well, John Doe's dead. No, I mean, but seriously, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was bad. But there, I got you to laugh. So anyway, the bottom line is you need to be better than the dead guy. You need to, yes, you need to be able to express what your purpose is, what your value is. If you can't, why is somebody else going, or how is somebody else going to put value on you that you don't have of yourself? Oftentimes that can happen. But you know what? If somebody values you, go to them. Ask them. Start putting it down in writing. Make it make sense to yourself. And then convert it into this is who I am, and this is part of why people should want to work with me. And they will want to work with me because of who I am. I care about them. I want to take care of them. I want to meet their needs. I value them, right? It helps you remember your value, education, and training when you do these things. And our training here, guys, the longer I go through this business, the more people I bump into that have been in it for years don't have a clue what they're doing. It's so important to continue with the training. And it's not just, hey, I got it now, I'm selling. No, keep training. Keep doing it. Keep pushing it into your mind because you're going to come up with things and go, oh man, I forgot about that. So part of training is remind me of what I forgot that I already know, right? It's huge. How about a purpose? A purpose will motivate you. A purpose will keep your priorities straight. A purpose will develop your potential. A purpose will give you power to live in the present. A purpose will help you evaluate your progress. So these are important things to remember, guys. And don't forget that today is the present, and it's a present because we get to live it again. Okay? Break. Anybody have any questions on that part? For some reason, I'm really hyped up today, so we're gonna go quick. But I'm pumped about this stuff. I am. It's fun.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's very, very helpful, useful. It's practical as well as important.
Right.
It's not just important, it's also nuts and bolts, honestly.
Yep. So if we're not taking notes, go back through these things later when Leah posts it. And or a good bit of this is on 2024, but of course it's different because I'm leading it today. But go back through it and just write down the highlights of what you should be doing as well. And even though we've done a lot of that in the one-on-one trainings we're doing again, and of course I've done that with everybody over the years. But it's important to write those things down and go, oh yeah, what is my USP?
Yeah,
What's my why?
yeah,
Why am I doing this? What's my purpose?
yeah.
Right? So let's figure it out. Everybody ready to roll on? Okay.
So,
Business plan. There's no time like the present to plan. It's time to plan. This is a multi-part plan. Let's see. Low income goals. No, that's not my plan. My plan is to have good income goals. Okay, let's think about it. But really, what are income goals? Honestly, I think some people's income goals are to be low income because they don't want to work. They just want to have an income. Okay, in real estate, that's the lowest priced or lowest income goal there is. If you work hard, your income goals should be high. And if they're not, readjust, study some more, and talk to people, do your job, get on it. Again, we'll get into more of those things. So the multi-part plan is also listings and buyers objectives. Break them down into manageable tasks and attack them one at a time. Prioritize, organize, and execute, right? Marketing and lead generation. Time block calendar. These are all things that you need to be involved in and looking at, and these are in our app files, guides, and scripts as well. Okay, so look at them, do them. Yeah, don't just look at them, don't just study them, do them. Like we were talking about before we started. Income goals. No, it's not a low income goal. My income goal for the next 12 months is, okay? Then to reach that goal, the commission earned per closing should be, boom. So how many closings do I need to have to hit my income goal? And then how many numbers of sales do I need to hit my goal? Number of listings required to hit my goal. Okay? So right now it should be listings and buyers. Uh, really, typically I wanted 75% of my work to be listings, but it varies. In our market right now, I think buyers are easier than listings to a large degree, but you gotta have listings to last. You gotta have both, okay? But if you're listing, you are right now a professional hand holder and listening to all the whining that you can't fix, and you just have to let it bounce off you and keep going, okay? But you do have to have your plan in place for them. And if you've written out a marketing plan, or if you haven't, you should be using ours. And if you give them ours, you need to read through it yourself again and check things off as you do them and share with them what you're doing, okay? Important in listings. And with buyers, same thing. Follow up. We got to touch base with them nonstop. If you don't, somebody else will. Even if they sign that piece of paper with you, guess what? If they sign another one with somebody else, you're out of luck. Do what you got to do, guys. So, if you list, you last. Good listing agents, this is the reality, and on the average, income goal should be 75% listings sold and 25% sales. Right now, guys, I've got to really believe it's more 50-50. Average percentage of listings taken that close during the listing period. We need to know that. Average percentage of sales contracts that you are writing that close. This is the important phrase of that. It's not how many you write, it's how many close. However, kind of like hockey. We'll go there because my son-in-law Alex has got me watching hockey now. And the fact of the matter is, you can see how the folks that take the most numbers of shots win the game. They just do because they close. They close the deal. Number of sales contracts that need to be written over the next 12 months. This is something that, again, just run the math. Okay, divide line 4 by line 7 of what we've done here. Appointments needed to obtain one listing. How many people do you need to talk to get an appointment? These are important things to consider too. And if you can't get appointments and you can't get listings, you need to revisit, how am I presenting myself? Am I really showing my value? Why aren't people working with me? Oftentimes it's simply because you didn't ask them and somebody else did. Or you asked them when they weren't ready. 2 weeks later, they were ready and somebody else was in their face. They went with them. That's the way it works. It's sales, okay? Number of contacts needed to obtain one appointment. These are things that we all need to go through. And this is a Floyd Wickman training right here, this portion. But it's so vital that we do this and we focus on it. So, objectives. Number of new listings I will need to obtain in the next 12 months, right? Number of listing appointments needed annually. That's 12 months. Think about it. All right. Number of listing appointments needed per month. Number of listing appointments per week. We're just continuing to divide this down until we see what we need per week. And then really, you can go to per day. How many appointments do I need? So we're not going, hey, you know what? I've got a listing and I've got one home in contract. I can take the next couple weeks off and I'm good. No, because what ends up happening is if you take time off, what you do today is going to be recognized in your income in 30 to 60 days from now. It's just the way real estate works. So let's focus and keep doing these things. So know your objectives. Break. But if we don't know our objectives and our goals with that one, how do you ever hit them?
Does it become really individual? One of the line items and one of the slides, you talked about how many appointments you need to get listings.
Uh-huh.
So you have to kind of evaluate how it is that you're communicating, marketing yourself,
Yep.
and your plans. It's not so much, well, hey, A plus B equals C. It's kind of, well, if you aren't getting the listings,
Mm-hmm.
then that means that you need to reevaluate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And well, I'll just blunt and not showing off, but if I get a listing appointment, I'll get the listing.
Yeah.
I mean, 9.9 times out of 10, I'll walk out with that listing.
Yeah.
And it's simply being who we are, but also having the knowledge base that people are looking for. And it has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with your knowledge base and how you present yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know, a lot of, something I've noticed just this past, I don't know, even 6 months to a year, is communication.
Absolutely.
That alone separates us from any other agents
Yep.
right now.
How about these folks didn't call me back and I was calling to ask them to list my house?
It's like,
It happens. Well, how about the other side of that? I'm a buyer's agent and I'm calling a listing agent and I can't get a hold of them. And when that happens, and if they dog you for more than a day or two, you call their broker. Or you call me and I'll call their broker. One way or another, we need to talk to their broker because, hey, they're not doing their job. They took this listing. We're interested in showing it. What's going on? And oftentimes, they're trying to get it sold themselves. They have a buyer they're working with, and they're trying to get that accomplished. But in the meanwhile, they're not being clearly cooperative, which is not cool, and it's actually against our code of ethics. Okay, answer that. All right, you ready? Marketing lead generation strategy. All right, are we realtors? Yes. What are we more than realtors? Marketers, we're lead generators. Absolutely. If we don't generate leads, we can't sell things, which being a realtor is a legal license. Lead generation is the sales side of being a realtor. Okay. What marketing will you do to reach your goals and fulfill your plan? You are the only one that'll know what you're doing for success. Track yourself and have determination. That's where, honestly, guys, the time block calendar that we have or schedule helps, and it helps all of us. I need to do it again. We were just talking about that too. That when you do it, if you do it for one day and track every 15 minutes, if you can't do that because it's very hard for me because I'll talk for 45 minutes when I talk to somebody, but maybe how about every 30 minutes? What am I doing? Still on the phone with Josie. Okay, whatever it may be. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to do the door knocking, social media, videos and ads, networking? This is important. Clubs and social groups, being around people. You can't be a secret agent and do well in real estate. You just can't. You have to be around people. So be around them. I don't know how much more clear I can be about that. Doesn't matter if it's a scuba diving club that I enjoy, or a small group, whatever it may be. And then your sphere of influence, volunteering. Volunteering is a big thing, and this can be I volunteered at a breast cancer walk. Let's go there because some of those are coming up. All those folks are going to see you. Wear your name tag. Don't be a secret agent. Yeah, I'm out here volunteering, but I'm a real estate agent. I'd love to help you someday if you are looking to buy or sell a house. But I'm really here to celebrate what's going on with the folks that have survived breast cancer. It's wonderful.
You also do as a brokerage.
Sure.
I'd love to do that.
Yep, we can do that too. That's fun. These things again are in your app files, personal marketing guides, right? Look at them. So calendar planning, and Chris, if you want to do that, write it down. Let's track it, because if we don't, we'll have every best intention, but it won't happen. And so calendar planning creates habits. You should track yourself for at least 1 week. Do it this week. When you have the most energy, ready to meet others, boundaries, your standards, how do you spend your time? These are just things to consider. What lead generation items must be recurring to meet your goals? Time block for them. Remember, if you erase that lead generation part in your day, you got to replace it. You just can't make excuses about that. Or again, you can, but you won't have any business and you'll wonder why. And then you sit at your desk and go, who do I call? Gosh, use your database, guys. Do these things. Specific appointments must be entered and updated. And why wouldn't we send out calendar invites, right? And even with the calendar invite, call them an hour, the day before, and then an hour before your appointment. Say, hey, looking forward to getting with you. Oh yeah, great. Sorry, I'll get out of bed and get dressed now. Really? It's this is not a to-do list, but rather targeted usage of your time. There's a big difference in those two things. A to-do list is one thing where you're going, oh, I got to do it. A targeted list, I consider more like hunting. And my goal is to hit that target, because if I don't eat. There you go. If you don't do these, you don't get fed either. Organize, prioritize, and focus. That's I keep that written on my whiteboard because it helps me. And I think it's important to do those things. And if you don't do it every day, that very thing, you will go in multiple directions, or most of us will. There are the few that can do without. I don't know any. I just don't. Once outlined on a piece of paper, put it in your electronic calendar so it's in front of you daily. I don't care what kind of calendar it is. So make the categories broad and include them in your detailed items. After the broad, you can make a to-do list. I like to-do lists too. I mean, we can call it a target, but I like to check things off. Heck, I'll even go in and write down things that I did just so I can check them off. But when you're looking at your day, it really is good to look back and go, yeah, okay, I accomplished that today. Great day. What do I have to do tomorrow? Do that the day before, and then review it in the morning when you get up and add to it, and away you go. But use your activity tracker, right? Because it's going to help you focus on these things. And again, activity tracker, guys, this is where, you know, when we're looking at these things, only do the items that are going to work for you. If you're going to do a multimedia thing, great. So what do they say? Do at least 3 posts a week, do multiple videos every week, and keep them rocking out there. Some of them say do 3 posts a day. I don't know how anybody has time to do all that, but Chris has gotten pretty effective at it. Leah's done pretty well with
Slow
it.
down a little bit, because it's hard to keep up with that when you're working.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So the best way to keep working is to keep up with that too. But we have to time block for it. And if it's changed a little bit, then we do it every other day, whatever it must be. Okay? So momentum is created by continuous activity, not one and done. Focused intensity over time creates momentum. Consider this: if you stop working out for several weeks after doing it for months, you basically start over. The pain and struggle starts over again. It's no different in sales and marketing and lead generation, I should have put in there. Be excited. Push yourself to be excited to have another day, to become the best salesperson you can be. Keep your momentum and your focus, and focus your intensity. Put others first. If you don't reach those you could help, other less qualified agents may end up performing poorly and representing them badly. They need you. You know, I really am bummed when I see an agent that I know is not going to take care of folks as well as I will, and they get a listing that I should have gotten. And the only reason I didn't get it is I didn't talk to those people. Well, shame on me. It's frustrating, and I feel bad for them. I've maybe told a few of them that over the years, but anyway, remember, each step leads to small victories, which leads to your meeting your goals. Let me try that again. Remember, each step leads to small victories, which leads to meeting your goals. Okay? Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. I think that's a very important thought process.
You remember my love. You sold your soul for. You sold your soul for that job.